Well. Hello there, VC and YouTubers and everybody. First of all, I'm kind of thirsty, and I saw this. I'm a big fan of Canada Dry ginger ale, and they have a new one, Canada Dry 10 calories per serving. I think the first one that they came out with like that was Dr. Pepper, I want to say, and yeah, and there's another favorite of ours, the Old Spaghetti Factory. This is their second generation giveaway glass with their Italian sodas. Yeah. Anyway, I remembered to put music on in the background, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I actually sold a bunch of stuff on I sold a bunch of stuff on Amazon. Sorry, I don't know. Like textbooks and CDs and stuff like that. So I figured, I deserve to spend a few bucks on a few more records. So I hadn't been to the Goodwill that's close to us. Cheers, by the way. I hadn't been to the Goodwill that's close to us in quite some time, actually. So I figured I would go check it out. And I got back there in the corner with the vinyl. And I was like, whoa. First of all, it seems like all the Goodwills, at least in this area, they have an ever-growing selection of vinyl. I guess as it becomes more and more popular, more and more people are feeding it into the system of Goodwill, and people know that, people are willing to buy this stuff again. I'm not sure the economics of what I just said completely works out, but anyway, it's been a while since I took that class, so anyway, so I picked up a few, spent like $7, so let's see, I picked up 5 actually. So let's have one more sip of some ginger ale. Tastes pretty good. Again, it's the Canada Dry 10 great tasting calories. It does taste less diet. Anyway, we're here for the records. Yeah, so I was like, oh my goodness, because I mean I'm not into 45s, but I'll pick up good ones here and there. We've picked up, I think, 3 so far, or 2. Not many. I'm not really into 45s. It just feels like a lot of effort for 2 songs. But plus the packaging is never very exciting. It's usually just like a paper sleeve with a hole in it. And I like artwork. But okay, so I was excited just by the sheer number of them. They had probably at least 100, I would say. I was like, whoa, because they had never really had those there before, or at least very sporadically, and just a few here and there. So I was pretty excited. I was like, wow, there has to be some good songs in there. And I started flipping through it, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of good stuff in here. So I kept setting 45s aside, and I was like, man, I'm going to have to stock up on these and get a little 45 collection going. But then I noticed the price stickers. They were sorely overpriced for 45s. Considering you can get a full-length LP, that's kind of redundant, but anyway, you can get an LP for $1.99. Some Goodwills even have them at 99 cents. They had these 45s going for $1.99 to $2.99, and I was like, Why? They should be 99 cents at the most. If they were 99 cents, I would have picked up several. But at $1.99, I'm not going to pay that for a 45 when I can get a whole album for that. Anyway, we're 5 minutes into this. I haven't even shown you a record. So I was pretty disappointed with that. But as I mentioned, the rest of the selection has grown too. So it looked like they got a bunch of stuff from possibly one person's collection. And there was some really good stuff. Of course, you always end up putting some back because they're too badly scratched. But I did find a few, and I was trying to keep it real anyway. So, like I said, I only spent $7 and got 5 albums. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to it. So the first one, I'm not familiar with this, but it looks kind of cool, and I don't know. I just now I checked online to see if I could find something about this. Well, I was going to put them on in the background actually, instead of what I'm currently playing, which we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, so without, I don't know why I'm procrastinating so much tonight. It's just working out that way. But it's a prelude after the Gold Rush. I don't believe this has, I could be wrong, I don't believe this has any connection to Neil Young's After the Gold Rush. However, there is a song on here called After the Gold Rush, so that might be a cover. That might be a cover. Yes, After the Gold Rush, Neil Young. Okay. So, they're all original except for that one song, After the Gold Rush. So, again, I'm not familiar with them. They appear to be a 3-piece band, female, possibly female singer. I'm making an assumption there. I shouldn't do that, but she could be the drummer for all I know. Anyway, yeah. I always like picking up new and exciting things that I've never heard before and may never hear again. Now this one, I've heard of this band. I have no clue about them, but they have one of the coolest band names ever. New Riders of the Purple Sage. Plus the album cover is kind of funny too. You have these apparent country boys busting through what appears to be a big city street, possibly New York. I don't know. Oh, I didn't even look at the back actually, I guess. Oh, I see. That's a pretty cool cover design actually. I really like that. So even if the music is horrible, it's worth it. Let's see. Sometimes, like, if I'm not sure what something is gonna sound like, I look at the instruments. It most likely is country. I mean, even judging by the cover, it's probably country, and the instruments kind of suggest that as well. Pedal steel, auto harp, mouth harp. Regular tuning Heineken's bottle. Interesting. Yeah, and then Acme Siren. Interesting. Yeah, but there's that one. Can you hear the music? I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I could barely hear it. Alright, now this one. This is actually someone I'm not all that familiar with. I mean, he's a huge name. Everybody's heard of him. Dan Fogelberg, Phoenix. Lyrics and nice picture of the man. I like the packaging on it. It has a nice feel to it. Now this is what we have playing in the background, if you haven't guessed already. The Fern. I love that album cover. The 3D effect is really eye-popping. Another band I'm not hugely familiar with. I mean, you know, again, it's a huge name. Everybody's heard of the Firm, but I don't know that I've listened to a lot of their music. So, and yeah, it sounds like good hard rock in the background. So, alright, and the last one. This was just a few, and I mean, we're 10 minutes into it, and half the video was me, like, preparing my drink. My mouth is very dry. One thing I love is non-music vinyl. Whether it be stand-up comedy, plays, sound effects, I don't know, anything like that. I love it. And let me tell you, I was very excited to find this. Very, very excited. In fact, I found 2 copies of it. One was in pretty bad shape. This one was not. Now, I'll admit, I mean, I'm getting up there, but these are before my time. But I suspect there's individuals in the vinyl community that might remember these. But yeah, these are radio shows, very, very popular back in their day. The Shadow, and Fibber, McGee, and Molly. I love old radio shows. So when I saw this on vinyl, and it doesn't have a paper sleeve, but, I mean, it's dirty, but it's in great shape. Absolutely great shape. And like I said, they did have another copy of it. But that one, this outer sleeve was in bad shape and falling apart, and the vinyl had scratches on it. I mean, they were probably acceptable scratches, but my whole reason in getting it would probably be for, like, maybe potential VCLT or something like that. And I wouldn't want to give anyone a bad copy like that. That's not cool. Yeah, so these were some interesting finds, especially this one. I'm very excited to add this to my collection. I might listen to this tonight, actually. It just needs a light cleaning, I think, so I won't need to bust out my whole setup, even though I consider my setup the lazy man's technique. But, yeah, I'm very excited to find these, and again, the music you hear in the background, let's turn it up a little more. I'm not even sure what song this is. Let's see what song this is. This is the song Together. Yeah. So, this is the Firm, their self-titled album from 1985. And again, this one it's in pristine condition. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. It's always good when you can find albums in this condition. Oh man. I'm really liking the song, actually. Yeah, so there you have it. Just a few more vinyl finds. I also spent a good portion of, well, not a good portion, but a chunk of the money from my Amazon sales on groceries, something practical. So I figured I could spend a few bucks on vinyl. Yeah. So I'm very excited to add these to my collection, and yeah. I just love vinyl so much, and I know all you out there do too. It's just an escape, I guess, and a lovely escape it is. Well, this video really shouldn't be this long, but we were just kind of hanging out, so thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely see you next time.